Is your resin not covering your canvas completely? Are you getting uncovered areas or something that we call fish eyes? Is your resin pulling away from the edges? Then this video is for you to watch. This is what happened to me a couple years ago. Hey everyone. So I decided to do this video because a lot of people on Facebook have been asking questions or saying that the resin isn't giving full coverage, that there's empty areas, something that we call fish eyes. And the reason that we call them fish eyes is because a lot of them form the shape of a circle. So I guess that's where they got the name fish eyes. So, and I also want to say that I am by no means a resin expert. I mean, there are hundreds of different resins out there, but I have experimented with quite a few. And something happened a few years ago that's always bothered me with this Dr. Crafty resin. I did a Christmas tree and it had fish eyes all over it. It was really a mess. This is what it looked like. And there are just empty areas, spots all over this. It's crazy. And when I did this, I really didn't know much about resin. I thought all resins were the same. I didn't realize that there was some resins that were meant for molds and some casting resins, deep pour resins. I just thought all resin was the same. I really didn't know the difference. And so I decided, and I've always thought that it had more to do with the resin and not with the actual canvas. And so back then what I did, I had painted a canvas with acrylic paint and I had put this silver spray paint on it and brushed it in and then did a Christmas tree on it, and it just was a mess. So I thought I would recreate it with this Dr. Crafty resin, which was the resin I used that time, and this is what happened. I marked off and taped off my canvas. The first resin I used was DICTION, mixed up 1 ounce really well, and I did not show myself dumping it on the canvas. I guess I wasn't recording, but I smoothed it out really well and hit it with the heat gun. The next one is the Let's resin, the same thing, mixed it up, dumped it on the canvas and spread it out really well and hit it with the heat gun again. Then the center one was the Dr. Crafty resin, and again mixed it up, dumped it on the center portion and spread it out and hit it with the heat gun. Next one was the art resin, same deal, 1 ounce of resin, mixed it up, poured it on the canvas, spread it out, and used the heat gun to get rid of some of the bubbles. Now this one did have a lot of bubbles in it. I think I mixed it way too fast. Last one was the KS resin, again mixed it up, 1 ounce, spread it out. Let it dry overnight. Here's the first one, the DICTION, and you can see it's already pulled all the way away from the sides. And see all the little fish eyes, the round circles there where the resin did not attach? Okay, again, that is the DICTION. Next is the art resin. And there's a little blemish in there somewhere, but that's the paint right up there. And there are a lot of micro bubbles, but that's my fault because I just mixed all the resins real fast and dumped them on. They were mixed thoroughly, but there are no fish eyes. This has full coverage with the art resin, and it's covering the edges just fine. Next is the Dr. Crafty. This is the one that I used on that Christmas tree that I had all the problems, and a lot of people thought it was because of what I had put on it. And now I'm going up, and look at this. I hope you guys can see that. Look at the resin didn't attach there or all these blank areas. Yeah. In the center, it's really bad right there. That's the Dr. Crafty. And this is the Let's resin. And you can see right away all the empty areas where the resin didn't cover. All up in there. Yeah, it's really bad. So that's the Let's resin. And the last one is the KS resin, which has full coverage. all the way up. No fish eyes. Seems to cover the edges pretty good. I think the art resin may have been the best, but this was good too. So the exact same thing. And not only did it happen with the Dr. Crafty, it happened with the Let's resin, and it happened with the DICTION resin. So my belief is that some resins just are not meant to go on canvas. And it's really confusing because I went on all the websites and they all kind of in a roundabout way, they didn't use the word canvas, but they kind of implied that you could use it on canvas. So like the Dr. Crafty, it said molds, tabletop, and art resin. I would assume art resin is on canvas, maybe not. DICTION, casting, coating, art projects for river table, and it says acrylic pour painting. So I would assume that's canvas. And Let's resin, good for all kinds of DIY, from paint pouring art to, I can't even write, jewelry and resin casting. So some things are obvious, like if the resin says it's a casting resin or it's a deep pour resin, well, that is just not meant to be for canvas. But some of them are very deceptive like that. So the only two that gave complete coverage was the KS and the art resin. And I know those aren't the only two out there that do that, because I've heard other people mention other resins, and I'm going to go ahead and try them over the next year and see what is better. But so then I thought, well, then somebody's going to say, well, it's still the metallic paint on there that's causing it, and those three are just having a reaction with it. So what I did was I went ahead and repeated the entire thing all over again, but this time with just acrylic paint. Used the same 5 resins, and the exact same thing happened. The only two that gave complete coverage were the art resin and the KS resin. So it was just the same. And like I said, it doesn't mean that they're not good resins. It's just that they're meant for other things. I have used the DICTION, the Let's resin for coasters and for glass on glass art. And I'm thinking it's because with the glass on glass that it's all held within a reservoir, and it can't, go over the sides and make it thinner and allow for the resin not to stick in those areas. That's all I can think of is why it works on glass and not on the canvases. And like I said, I've done plenty of molds with the DICTION and the Let's resin, and they've worked perfectly fine. And you can use the art resin and the KS, as far as I know, for shallow molds. You can just pour like 1/8 of an inch at a time and let it dry, and then pour more. But these other two are made more for over canvas. They're coating resins, coating or doming resins. And so, like I said, it's very, very deceptive. So I hope it helps some people who are saying they weren't getting good coverage. Like I said, it could possibly be the resin. And I know oils and different things can also interfere with the resin sticking in some areas, but sometimes it can just be the resin and you have to switch the resin that you're using. So I hope this helped. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. That really helps the channel. If you enjoy the channel, go ahead and subscribe. The Facebook page is wonderful. A lot of great information. I started it thinking I was going to help you guys, and I have just learned so much from it. It's unbelievable. And a lot of great artwork. Everybody's posting their artwork so pretty. Everybody's posting Christmas stuff. That's why I'm wearing my Christmas shirt. Started weeks ago, last month, before Halloween, Christmas stuff. Because I guess a lot of the crafters are getting, doing their craft shows, and that's what people are looking for, is the holiday art at the craft shows. So anyway, that's one of the reasons. But like I said, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you guys all have a great day. Thanks for watching.